guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name's Rachel and today I'm going to be doing a budgeting as a uni student video. I'm quite aware my face looks very bald, but this is quite a spontaneous video because so many people requested it, so I thought I'd try and get it up fairly quickly. Today's actually my off day that I usually use because it's a Tuesday, so I have no classes, no appointments, no nothing. But I just kind of felt bad putting off this video and so many people seem to want it. So here we go. So think of this as your budgeting 101 thing. If you follow me on Instagram or have been watching my YouTube for a while or just know me as a person, you will probably be quite aware that clothes, cleaning products, everything, I don't look like I'm budgeting, put it that way. But in my head, I do have a set amount of how much I can spend, how much I need for food, blah, 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 blah. There is some kind of maths going on in here. So we're going to start by just saying add up your income, let's say. Not income, but add up your income. Personally, I didn't get any of my student loan because it doesn't even cover my accommodation. By the way, I'm so sorry. What is this? But yeah, so it's going to start by adding up our income. So whatever you get from your student loan, if anything, any money that you're lucky to get from your parents or any savings that you might have. So we'll come on to savings in a separate section of this video. And then if you do it how I did it, you're going to set aside an amount of money per week for food. But it's probably about £40. So I just wanted to quickly clarify that alongside my savings and a little bit of money from my parents, I was very lucky to have been awarded a bursary, which means that my weekly budget can actually be a little bit higher than some people's. But yeah, this can go up or down depending on what means you have to actually pay for it. In that one food shop, we're going to again go into in a different section, but I'm just summarising to begin with. I split my money into 3 ways pretty much. My savings, my food money, my student loan, which is all of my rent essentially. That's it put into a simple way. Now let's get into nitty gritties. First section, food shop. So in this food shop, you're going to have to be very careful about what you buy. Within the first few weeks, I was going so willy-nilly and being oh yeah, I have all the money in the world, I can do this. No, it doesn't go anywhere near as far as you think it will go. Be careful where you shop. If you know that you can get something exactly the same at a cheaper place, go for it. Or alternatively, go to the cheaper place and then if there's something that's not quite as nice, go to the more expensive place for that. Just those 1 or 2 things. If you're planning to go to Edge Hill, there is a Morrison's and an Aldi really close. So yeah, there's also other shops nearby. It is basically only available if you can drive or can be bothered to pay for the bus or whatever. Pretty much those are your options unless you're like me and get a delivered shop. The reason I get a delivered shop is because I know that a lot of vegetarian things are not sold at certain places, but they are always sold at a Tesco's. So that's why I personally get a delivered shop, because then also I can get a lot of frozen stuff, because if you're a veggie you'll know a lot of our diet comes from frozen stuff when you're being lazy. So yeah, I can get more frozen stuff. I know all my vegetarian things are going to be there. I can also get online deals, blah de blah de blah. So if you know that you can get a slightly cheaper shop delivered, for what I get, it's much cheaper to get it from Tesco's than it is from Morrison's. So that's why I get it delivered. Plus it just is the food that I get at home and I'm so used to it. Also, you can just get as much as you want for a week and a half to 2 weeks if you want, because you really don't have to carry it that far at all. So it's so good for that reason. So delivery shops, always a good idea if you can get it cheaper than you can when you go and buy it from places. You just need to be savvy about what you're buying. Get the longest dates possible. So if that means that you have to be scrappy and go to the back of it, the back of a shelf to get the longest date, so be it, because it will save you so much money. If you're just buying the front one of everything and you have the shortest dates on there and you have to buy it all again if you don't use it. So yeah, checking dates is a big thing. Fresh food is the second thing. Speaking from experience, I know that if you buy a lot of fresh food, you are very unlikely to use it because it is literally only yourself. If you do make the mistake of buying fresh food, a lot of it, a lot more than you'll actually need, you can always find recipes to use them like the day before they start to go off a bit or whatever. There are always ways to use it up, but you need to be smart about what you're buying of fresh food basically. Third of all, you need to be very aware of what you're opening and when, because a lot of things, yeah, they could have a really long date on it, but once it's open and it maybe lasts only 1, 2, 3 days. So you need to kind of plan out your meals if you can. If you like being organised, plan out your meals and then you can say, oh, well, I've opened this today and I'll have the second half of it tomorrow. And that's pretty much the only rules you need to follow for your food shop. So it's all just about dates, how much you buy and of what you buy. So for example, the fresh food, and then being very, very aware of like when you open something, how long is it going to last? Am I going to waste the rest of this if I open it? Just keep an eye out for all those things. Now on to savings. So before I went to uni, I was very, very lucky to have my 18th birthday just before I went. So I had all of my money from my birthday lobbed into my savings to make sure that I had enough money in case I needed it. So I always made sure that I had about £100 or more in my savings. Just it went up and it went down because obviously you're taking things in and out, but I made sure that I never went past that benchmark, just so if I needed to pay for something like books for my course or whatever, I could always just go, yes, I've got the money for that. Like, it's just very, very handy to have that amount of money, and then you know that if you're a bit in need of money because you've maybe gone over by accident, you have that. Just going with even the smallest bit of savings really, really helps so much, because there might be trips or books or anything that you need to do for your course, or even just stuff that you want to do for your course because your friends are doing it or whatever. It's just nice to have that little bit of money put away. It goes such a long way. Please try and do that if you can. Obviously, it's so difficult to get part-time jobs right now, but if you can, that would be amazing as well, because I had one before I went and that helped me with my savings again. Any extra payments that you have on the side, remember to keep them in mind so you have enough money to pay for them. Personally, I don't have a car, but this might be something you need to factor in. So like petrol, also things like your phone bill, any extra payments that you have on the side, remember to keep them in mind so you have enough money to pay for them. Then next, try and make sure that you don't like waste your student loan. I know it's so fun to have that money, but personally I just sent it straight to my parents, not because I couldn't do it myself, but because, to be honest, in the first year of having it, I wasn't so sure that I was going to be able to hold back from spending it. So me and my parents just came up with this deal that I sent it straight to them, and then they paid for the accommodation and stuff with that, so then I didn't have to worry about that. I'm very, very lucky that my parents were willing to do that. But yeah, so if you need a little bit of help from your parents to try and sort all your fees out, it's good to ask because it really, really helps. Whilst we're on the topic of student loans, I personally don't have an overdraft because I know that that's just going to be more to pay back in the end. But I know some people do have overdrafts and it makes it a lot easier, and they can go shopping a lot more and whatever they do with them, and they really, really enjoy having them. But personally, I don't have one myself, because I just knew that I didn't need it, and also I knew that I would spend it straight away. So the fact that it's not there helps me not to spend as much. So yeah, overdrafts, not a need. If you really, really think you'll need it, then go ahead. But I personally didn't even go onto a student bank account. Making sure you have insurance in some way or other over things really, really puts your mind at rest a little bit. Edge Hill sent us out an email about cheap ways of getting insurance, or it might be covered on maybe your parents' house insurance, I think. But having a look into that as well is a really, really good idea, because that can actually be quite pricey if you don't do it in a good way. So just be wary of that. Walk wherever you can. Don't pay for travel if it is not needed. In Edge Hill, we are so lucky to have a free bus that takes us straight into the town centre. But sometimes me and my friends, we walk. It's not far at all, but we actually do walk, even though there's the free bus right there. So yeah, just be savvy on what you spend on travel. And finally, what you've probably all been waiting for, any money you have left at the end of the week from what you've budgeted for that specific week can be spent on clothes or gadgets. I don't know, whatever you want to spend your money on, go right ahead, or you could just like roll it over to the next week or roll a bit over to the next week so you have a bit more to spend at the end of that week. Or you can spend it on going out, going for meals with friends. I don't know, you can spend it on whatever you want because you've earned that little bit of money. You have kept yourself alive for that week. You can do whatever you want with the rest of that money. So have fun with it. So guys, I hope this helped a little bit. If I need to make an extra video on things that I've forgotten, then I will try to. Thank you so much for watching. Please remember to like and subscribe and hit that notification bell. Also remember to go follow my Instagram. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Bye. 'Cause you know that I'm already there.